When they emerged from their meeting in Downing Street this morning, the bosses of the big banks wanted to let the government do the talking.
Are you able to help mortgage holders and borrowers with something extra?
As I say, the Chancellor will be making an announcement, so it's right for him to make the announcement. Thank you.
But it turned out they had agreed some new measures. There'll have to be a 12-month notice period before any forced property repossessions. And the Chancellor said people in difficulties won't have to worry about any effect on their credit scores.
The most significant thing is that they can pick up the phone to their bank or their mortgage lender and talk about their situation without any worry that it will impact their credit score. And if they decide to make their payments easier by extending the period of their mortgage or by going to an interest-only package, they can go back to their original package without any questions asked, without any impact on their credit score within 6 months.
On Wednesday, Martin Lewis went to see the Chancellor and told him he was worried about what were called the forbearance measures, the things lenders can do to help people in trouble. So what did he think today of the announcement?
So when I talked to the Chancellor about this, I said the problem with the forbearance measures is they're not reversible and they hit people's credit scores, and that has to change. So I'm pleased to hear the announcements today, which look like that's a good first step towards making it easier for people to ask their lenders for help.
Charlotte's expecting her mortgage payments to go up by £1,000 a month when she has to remortgage next year. She thinks the banks could be doing more.
My personal view is that there's huge profit margins, though, going into mortgages, and the banks, in my view, really need to look at that. My savers rates are far below that of my mortgage rates, even now, let alone what they're going to be in a few months' time. So I feel perhaps that they should look at what interest rates they're passing on to their customers.
Labour say it's the government that should be doing more.
What I think most people want is a government that rolls up its sleeves, gets involved, and doesn't say, well, it's nothing we can really do about it, and does as the Labour Party suggested, which is require lenders to take the steps, not rely on the mortgage holders to come forward, because I think many will be reluctant to do that, require the lenders to put in place proper measures to shield them or support them.
The government says it's gone as far as it can in providing help because it believes some pain for mortgage holders will be needed to bring inflation down.
Evening, Andy. We spoke to the Labour leader. He says the government should be doing more to help. What can the government actually do?
Well, I'm afraid the whole point of the policy is that people do feel they have less money to spend because their mortgages are going up and becoming more expensive, because that is the way inflation should come down. That is the policy that the government feels and the Bank of England feels is the way forward. Now, the government will also point to that agreement this morning with the banks and say, look, where there are particular issues and people are particularly vulnerable, there are measures in place to help, and the Financial Conduct Authority, the regulator, will ensure that those lenders observe their legal duty of care to ensure that special tailored help to go to people who are having to borrow money and who may be in trouble. But overall, I'm afraid, while there's help for people who are really struggling, overall, people are going to feel the pain.
OK, Andy from Westminster, thank you.